What is going on, guys? Luke here today, and this video will be eye-opening to say the least. And you're either going to be angry or you're going to feel justified in your position on all of this. Alright, now look, this isn't a fun topic to cover, but you must understand this so your investments do not get destroyed. This will be the hard truth. Despite all the doom and gloom, there is a way out of this impending mess, and of course, I'll find a way to have fun along with telling you all about it. So let's get started right now. Welcome back, everyone. So this is probably the most debated topic right now. You know, at least here in the US, this is the most debated topic. Who will save or destroy your investments? So instead of giving you guys some politically slanted, self-serving video with little to no substance and tons of bias, I figured, I would just present the facts and lay out the hard truth on who will absolutely destroy your investments, and I will give you the exact reasons why with real life examples. So before we get going, please like the video early as this stupid algorithm has changed again. Actually, you know what? Please give an early thumbs up to all the creators you like out there. Unfortunately, YouTube has really hurt a lot of creators lately with the change, and some have actually slowed down their content because it's become so frustrating. Early likes in videos and subscribing seems to be the only things that keep videos moving along. So please do both if you haven't already. Heck, even if you don't like me, those are the two huge ways you can support those creators that you do like. And it will tell YouTube to quit pushing Kardashian trash our way. So let's walk through a few hot button topics around investing and see what the data says so we can find some truth in all of this noise. So the first topic would be the capital gains tax going up. And yes, I know I have a problem doing this all the time and not changing my hand. This is probably the biggest issue in regards to investments being discussed right now. Now I understand there are many other social or political topics that are far bigger overall. But this is an investing channel, so please keep the social or political rhetoric out of here. This is an investing channel, and I'm strictly looking at this from an investing standpoint. So the narrative typically goes like this. You have one candidate that will keep the capital gains tax where it is, or actually lower it, and then the other candidate will raise the capital gains tax. Those are very polarizing stances with what you would think would be very polarized outcomes. So let's look at the data and the facts and see what happens. So the first fact we need to cover, the capital gains tax rate has been raised exactly twice in the past 40 years. And I have no idea how to do 40 as a hand signal. Sorry. So during the modern stock market boom, it has only happened twice. Once by the Reagan administration, once by the Obama administration. So each party has done it once. Both presidents were two-term presidents, and both are considered very popular with their respective political party bases. So neither man was like, a rogue agent or a secret agent or anything else crazy like that. So how did the market react? The law enacted under Reagan went into effect at the beginning of 1987. And stocks immediately saw a 60% increase in selling activity in the months prior to the law going into effect. But look at this chart of the market from the same time frame. The market continued rallying despite the tax coming into law. And please, stop right now. Do your research on the crash of 1987 before commenting. It had nothing to do with this tax change that happened at the beginning of 1987. Please do your research, or I will send this guy to haunt your dreams. And if you aren't familiar with him, well, you need to subscribe so you become familiar, but trust me, you don't want any part of him. Okay. So let's look at Obama's increase in the capital gains tax. Obama increased the capital gains tax in January 2013. The market once again saw massive selling pressure of 40% before the tax increase took effect, but the overall market trend just continued on. The market did not tank, it just continued on its bull run. So what gives? Why didn't the increase in taxes cause the market to collapse? The answer is actually quite simple. The vast majority of investors took profits before the capital gains tax increase started. The data clearly shows that. But the only way for the overall market to actually crater down is for that money to pull out of the market altogether and be put on the sidelines, which didn't happen. It went right back into the market into other opportunities because, of course, you're not going to just sit on the sidelines due to an increase in taxes as an investor. That's not what investors do. They want to move into other opportunities. The only thing the capital gains tax increase did was accelerate their timelines. The money was never coming out of the market, so the market just continued on its current trajectory up. Again, the market charts prove this. So overall, big picture, the market did not tank because of a capital gains increase. So I do not think it will do much to the market this time around either. Now other things may tank the market for sure, but not the capital tax gains increase. Capital tax gains increase. Yeah, if I say it correctly. You guys know what I mean. So maybe we are looking at this too broad. I mean, someone is going to destroy your investments and we need to find out who. So let's dig a little deeper to see who this impacts the most, and maybe we'll find some answers there. So who is impacted the most by this election in terms of investments? I'll start with a question. How much money do you make in a year? Now, answer it honestly, and then contrast what you make with this guy. He makes over $400,000 per year. Do you care if his taxes go up as long as yours don't? What if you plan to make or hope to make $400,000 per year? Then would you care? But the reality is the biggest impacts on these plans, notice I said the biggest impact, not the only impact, but most of the impact and arguments being made are not relevant to over 98% of the country. The people it's going to impact the most make over $400,000 per year, which I think to most of us means you make a crap ton of money. Now, having said all that and the fact that those people may get taxed more, has there ever been a time in recent history, and by that I mean the past 40 years or so, when the rich were taxed heavily and there was absolutely no loopholes built into the legislation? No, never. Come on, that is ridiculous to think there won't be loopholes in any legislation. The reality is you are arguing about something that does not have near the impact you think it does on you. I'm sorry to say, the blue guys aren't going to save you, and the red guys aren't going to save you either if you're in the 98% group. Now I hear you guys saying already, this is all muddy. There must be a clear-cut answer to which person is going to kill your investments. You're absolutely right. There is a very clear answer to who's going to destroy your investments. And guess what? You're not going to like the answer, but I will give it to you straight. The person who is going to destroy your investments in the end is you if you let political bias or any bias into your investing. You will destroy your investments. I have seen some very smart, very wealthy people destroy their wealth based on political bias. They let who was in office dictate their investing, and it was a disastrous mistake. And honestly, it's one that they did not make when they were younger and built their wealth in the first place, which made it even harder to witness. Essentially, this person decided he could no longer expand his investment empire based upon who was president. He rejected partnering on multiple home run deals based on a stance that even if the math looks great and everything looks incredible, who was in office would ruin the opportunity so he could lose his capital, and he wanted no part. And unfortunately, this went on for years, and he continued to miss out on massive, and I mean massive, wealth that was built by myself and others we partnered with regularly. And guess what happened? When his preferred side won the presidency, he was furious with myself and the others that we usually partnered with because we did not want to go all in based on who was in office. Absolutely, we still invested when the deals were good. Just the deals were not nearly as good as before, and the return was significantly less for now. And all of this had everything to do with the business cycle, not who was in office. So this guy took on some very risky investments his younger self would have never taken on, and I truly believe if he was not blinded by his political bias, he would have absolutely ran from these deals. I mean, they weren't good. And unfortunately, most of them have turned sour. In the end, he is still upset, he's worth a lot less than before, and he's busy blaming political parties for his failures instead of pointing the finger at himself. And that is the point I want to hammer home to you guys. A great investment is a great investment regardless of who is in office. A bad investment is still a bad investment regardless of who is in office. Neither Biden nor Trump will make you rich or poor. Neither one. It's absolutely why I don't do politics at all on here. Look, here's the link to the card where I discuss just that in depth and how politics actually how politics actually affects investments. I make decisions based on the opportunity right in front of me right now. And I would encourage you to eliminate any bias from your thinking when it comes to investments and look at the opportunity that's right in front of you. In the end, bias of any kind can absolutely destroy your investments. So thanks for watching, and if you don't have a plan or you're struggling with it and you want to work directly with me, check out the first link down in the description and I will show you how to create a plan, set defined goals, how to analyze a stock, and build real wealth. And don't forget to sign up for Webull so you can get your free stock worth up to $1,600 when you deposit $100. And show your support for the channel by liking the video and follow me on all my social media so you can watch me epically fail on all of those. Thanks.